Mic lock button is on. Double tap to
Hi folks, today I am having a rant about fakery and imagination. By Jove, I can't believe that on the internet I would be ranting about something that literally, but I want you to see this rant as educational. I want you to imagine that the teacher has taken you into his office or aside in the corner and he's given you a right good bollocking, because that's what this is, right? So, first of all, fake is a word. It's a bit like the word fuck. If you know how many letters the word fuck has, you'll know how many letters the word fake has. And it sounds very much the same. More or less. So, hence why we hate the word fake when it comes into imagination. I see people use the word as slang, which, in banter or conversation, we don't mind it then. But when it comes into creativity and people are saying, oh, this is fake, or this is that, this is the other, I'm going to tell you now that my imagination is 100% more creative than any fraudulent activity. So I want you to think about that for a moment. And here's the thing, right? These people that say that, oh, this is fake, or this, that, the other. Well, here's the thing, right? What are you calling fake? What context are you using it? I don't see these people as creative as they should be. Because they've never had a creative bone in their body. When people say, oh, these fakes are creative, no, they're not. Hence why they say fraudulent activity. We use the word imaginary a lot because it's a lot better. Because the word imaginary means it's pretend and play, and it isn't necessarily harming anyone. In fact, it's doing more good. But here's the thing, right? All these fakes, code callers, frauds, all the rest of it, these are the ones that try and trip you up. We creators don't want to trip up people. Mainly, sometimes, not all of the time. And if we do it sometimes, as a creator, you'll know if you trick someone into clicking on clickbait as they call it, then hey, you're doing it in the right way. But fakes, I want you to take a moment, right? I want you to think, what is the word fake? What is it? Fraudulently. You're running into a dead end and you can't go any further. But let me open your eyes, right? The people that have the most imagination are more spiritually connected. We won't go into that now. But, anyway, so you cannot be creative on the internet, which is why we're not using social media as much. Very little. We're doing a live stream tonight on Facebook, but that's kind of a ranty video. And obviously we're teaching people on other things. Sorry about the background noise. My friend is watching television. So if you hear screams or bangs, don't worry, no one's getting killed. Well, not yet anyway. But the thing with fakery, right? The thing with fakery is people want to make money fast money, right? Have you seen them advertisements? Get rich quick. You know, you can go from living in a trailer to living in the Hollywood Hills. Guess what? Those people are still living in trailers. Those people are still living the life they've always lived. They've never gone from a trailer to a big house. They're not living in a fucking mansion with a swimming pool and a big library, you know? And they haven't got fast cars. No, they're actually they've got someone else, they're paying someone else. And how are they doing that? They're stealing. You've heard me right, they're stealing. You know these people who, whatchamacallit, all these people that say they can hook you up with somebody. Don't listen to them. They can't hook you with nobody. They've never networked in their life, right? We're doing an advertisement agency training video to talk about how, you know, you've got to go out there in the big wide world. You can't just sit in your little office all the time, as much as we love to. You can't just be buried inside your computer, as much as you'd love to. You've got to get out there, right? We as creators, we like to use a little bit of the real world, unfortunately. You know, we like to take from life and we like to synthesize it. You know, like when you go to a synthesizer and you think, right, today I want to create a piano. How am I going to do that? Well, how does a piano sound? You'll listen to a piano and you go, oh yeah, this will have a little short sound here and then a long sound here and then a la la la. But when you draw a picture, you know, you go, oh, well, actually, I'm going to use these shapes. I'll take this shape here and that shape there, and there you go. I've got a picture. You know, and I start here and then there, and la-da-da-da, and there you go. Somebody who, I don't know, somebody who does modelling, they'll start there and they'll end here. People who are writing, they'll have a beginning, a middle, and an end. They'll set the scene, right? All these fakes, what do these fakes want? Money. There you go. What do they want? Money. Frauds, what do they want? Money. What do they love? Money. All this power they claim to have doesn't exist. Like thin air. Doesn't exist. Well, it does actually, but there was, the thing is with frauds, they've got like a fetish, you know? They get their rocks off on screwing other people over. Gets them going, you know? So, to any fakes watching this in the Hollywood Hills, in the big mansion, hope you live in that small crappy trailer that you're still living in, and you're probably driving a bog standard car that everybody drives. Oh, we can't say that, can we? You know, you're pretending to be the average man that's got £250,000 a week, or $100,000. You haven't got it. You haven't got it. But the money you get, right, comes from people who falls for your tricks. You're the Mr. Magic Man. You know, hey, if you fall for my tricks, you give me money and then pay for this course. You do the course and hey, you get somewhere. Hold on, before you get there, you've got to go on another course. And before you go there, you've got to go on another course. And before you go there, you've got to go on another course. You see where this is leading? But I hate to tell you, these people lose out. Do you know how they lose out? Because people are on to what they do. What do they do with their money? Well, they live the fast life. You know, they go to parties and they go on holidays. And holidays, unfortunately, cost money. You know? So it's once they've come back from the little holiday that they've been on, or little road trip, or even just going up to the Hollywood Hills to shoot an ad. Because that's what they do. They go, oh, right, £100,000. Wait, we can do that. And they might have a friend. Hey, can we borrow your mansion? Sure. They might see a fast car. Hey, can I sit in that car? Sure, man. Sit in that car. You know? There was one guy, he was caught out doing all these get-rich-quick ads, and he was caught out. He was sat in a library, a local library, pretending to be in a mansion. Hey, look at my mansion. Yeah, right. There's a big library. Look at my library. Yeah, we know where you are. Yeah, he was cut out, and you could actually see in his ads where he was. But the other guys, these people aren't, some of them are easy to fool, right? Some of them are. I did want to talk about COVID, but I'm not going to, because my community guidelines, I'll be breaching if I talk about COVID, and I'll talk about all that scandal, because they'll say, hey, that's misinformation. And again, yes, some of it is. Some of it's my thoughts. I'm a human being. I'm not a robot. I have feelings. I have thoughts. I have feelings. I eat and drink. I go to the toilet. I piss and poo like everybody else. I have emotions like everybody else, and I do other stuff like everybody else. Oh, I fart and do something else that I'm not going to mention, because that'll be going on they'll be going over the YouTube guidelines. Whoopie-doo. Wow. Anyway, so yeah. So I'm sorry if I've ranted, but there you have it. Fakery. I have imaginary friends. I can create things. I write songs. I do voices. I've done a spiritual video, and I've done another video called "Building Your Army, Facing Reality." It's called. Actually, I'm on a journey which is spiritual and physical. So anyway, my next video is going to be a bit more nicer than this one, but what the hell is fakery? What is it? I'll tell you what it is. It's nothing. That's what it is. It's nothing. Do we care? No. But I'm annoyed because people say, hey, someone just called me an AI bot on my Imaginary Friends blog. That I find very hurtful, because the posts we put out there are very, very creative. Very creative. But we've helped a few people. Someone said, how can you have imaginary friends if you're lonely? Well, open your eyes, open your ears. You know those shadows you see at night? They're real. They're real, my friend. Actually, there was something which happened in church today. And as she was telling me, I pictured what she was going through, because I went through the same scenario, but that was because at the time I was drinking a lot. I don't just mean a little bit. I wasn't an alcoholic, but let's just say I was drinking a lot more than usual. I wasn't in a very good place, and I was let's put it this way, I was putting my you-know-what into things you shouldn't be putting your you-know-what into. Not, you kind of know what I'm talking about, really. But I was going down a really, really, really bad path. I had fiery artwork. I was going down the devil worship route. I was knocking on the devil's door, quite literally, and at that time of my life, I was saying to myself, there is no God. I was pushing my faith away at the time, and still to this day, I want proof. I want a new experience. You know, it's like a drug. You're not going to get a new drug. And this morning, I don't really pray for others. It's not my thing. It's very personal, what I feel. Okay, I do stuff on the internet. I talk to you guys on videos and stuff. But my faith, what I believe, has to come from you. This is the thing. It has to come from you. And that's why I can't, because people judge it, you see. If I said, oh, I believe there's a God up there, there'll be somebody going, there's no such thing as a God. And people shoot you down by that, so you don't teach it. But there are things up there that I know there's something, and people don't. And the people that do are scared to admit it. Scared to admit it. But if I told you you're not alone, if I told you that there are spirits, millions of spirits, some of them you can't see, some of them you can. Oh yeah, going back to my experience, I had a wasp that came up to me, a wasp. And it wasn't a real wasp, it was an imaginary wasp. But it was, and I heard it every time. And one night I was physically ill, I had a headache. Mummy gave me some paracetamol and put me into bed. And that night it just went. But unfortunately, Mummy heard it. But I don't know. You see, the thing is, I personally feel like there's millions of things up there.
One notification. Do not disturb. 10:32 p.m.
There is millions of things up there. Lots of millions and millions of spirits flying around. And they're up there. Unfortunately. And we only see what we want to see, we hear what we want to hear. And people say, do you ever hear or see your imaginary friends? And I say, well, if I want to see and hear them, I can. And people say, oh, that's, that's worrying because, that's a sort of a schizophrenic thing. Well, it isn't, because I've read into schizophrenia, and they're more heightened, shall we say. Oops. Their brain is damaged in ways that we don't know. I don't know all this because it's quite late. But then there's people that have problems, you know, with their aura. Their aura is damaged because they've done things that they shouldn't have done, practiced in ways they shouldn't, and so on and so forth. But I believe that, you know, there is something working up there. And God is there. I mean, you don't see the air that he breathes in. But you feel God working amongst you. I don't want this to be a spiritual video. I'm doing a spiritual video in just a moment because I want to talk about opening the door. The door that I've opened, and it started today. And so I think that's what, you know. So anyway, I'm sorry about the rant, and I'm sorry it's been so long.
One notification. Mic trigger. Mic lock. Finish recording. Finish recording.